There's a saying among folks who have built wealth, and it's one you need to hear today. The first 100,000 you save and invest is, by a long shot, the hardest part of the journey. It's a brutal climb. It feels like you're pushing a boulder uphill in the mud, making inches of progress when you want to see miles. You work overtime, you say no to dinners out with friends, you brown bag your lunch every single day, and when you check your account, the number seems to barely budge. It can be discouraging. It can make you want to throw your hands up and quit. This feeling isn't a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you're in the thick of the toughest part of the fight. This initial struggle is a universal experience, a rite of passage on the road to financial peace. It isn't because you're bad with money or because you don't earn enough. It's a simple function of mathematics and momentum. Let's get down to the brass tacks and look at the numbers, because the numbers don't lie. The reason your progress feels agonizingly slow is returns are based on a small principle. Your account is just a sapling, not a mighty oak. Imagine you've scraped together your first 5,000 to invest. You put it into a good growth stock mutual fund and get a solid 8% return for the year. That's fantastic. But what does that look like in real dollars? It's 400. That's less than 35 a month. You could probably make more than that delivering pizzas for one weekend. It just doesn't feel like a game changer. Your personal savings rate is doing almost 100% of the work. Let's say you're saving $500 a month or $6,000 a year. In that first year with your $5,000 initial investment, your account grows to $11,400. Of that $6,400 in growth, a full $6,000 came directly from your own hard work and sacrifice. The market only contributed that little $400. This ratio is why it feels like your investment returns are a rounding error. You are the engine. You are the fuel. You are the driver. Most of our lives operate on a linear scale. You work 1 hour, you get paid for 1 hour, you run 1 mile, you burn a set number of calories. We are conditioned to expect a direct and immediate relationship between effort and reward. When we apply this linear mindset to building wealth, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Saving money in the beginning feels linear. You put in 500, your balance goes up by 500. It's a slow, predictable, one-to-one process that doesn't feel very powerful at all. It's just stacking bricks. But underneath this slow, linear activity, something else is happening. A different force is quietly waking up: exponential growth. While your contributions are adding to the pile, your investment returns are beginning to multiply, on such a small scale that it's almost invisible. It's like a tiny spark in a pile of kindling. They've been adding logs for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and the fire is still just a flicker. They stop adding logs, and the fire goes out. They quit just before the curve was about to bend. The transition from linear to exponential growth is a slow burn that becomes an unstoppable force. Your job is simple. Keep stacking the logs. Have faith in the math. Every dollar is kindling, every dividend a spark. You won't feel the heat right away, but your patience is the fuel that will ignite your wealth. So what is this magic we keep talking about? It has a name: compound interest. Albert Einstein is often credited with calling it the 8th wonder of the world. Simply put, compounding is the process where your investment earnings begin to generate their own earnings. It's your money-making babies. Then those babies grow up and start making their own babies. It's a virtuous cycle. Imagine you have 10,000 invested. It earns a 10% return in a year. That's 1,000. Your new balance is 11,000. Next year you earn 10% on 11,000. That's 1,100. That extra 100 might not sound like much, but it's the first sign your money is starting to work for you. Free money you didn't have to earn. As your balance grows, this effect becomes dramatically more powerful. Time is the most crucial ingredient in the recipe for wealth. Start early. It's more important than starting with a lot of money. It is time. Start now, be consistent, and let compounding do the heavy lifting for you. There is a moment in every wealth-building journey that feels like cresting a hill. For many, that moment happens right around the 100,000 mark. This isn't just a psychological milestone, it's a mathematical one. It's the point where the power of compounding becomes tangible and visible. The boulder you were pushing uphill is now rolling downhill, picking up its own speed. Suddenly, the growth of your account is no longer completely dependent on how much you can personally save from your paycheck. A new, powerful employee has joined your team. Your money. Remember that 8% return. On a 10,000 portfolio, it was a measly 800. On a 100,000 portfolio, that same 8% return is 8,000. That's 667 per month. If you're still contributing $6,000 a year, you'll see $14,000 growth, and for the first time, your investment growth is larger than your contributions. This is the tipping point. The journey from $100,000 to $200,000 will feel significantly faster and easier than 0 to $100,000, even if you don't increase your savings rate. This acceleration is what creates millionaires next door. It's not inheritance or the lottery. It's years of disciplined saving followed by the explosive power of compounding. Building wealth is only about 20% head knowledge and 80% behavior. The math is simple, but controlling the person in the mirror is the hard part. On the long, slow climb to your first $100,000, your biggest enemy will be your own mind. Impatience is the first demon you'll face. The only antidote is a written plan and small short-term goals, like hitting your next $1,000 milestone, to keep your motivation high. Fear is another giant. The stock market goes up, but it also goes down. When you see your hard-earned money temporarily lose value, your gut will scream to sell. This is almost always the worst possible thing you can do. The key to conquering fear is education. Understand that volatility is normal. It's the price of admission for higher long-term returns. Never pull your money out based on emotion. Stay the course. Then there's the green-eyed monster of comparison. You'll see friends on vacations and new cars and feel like you're missing out. You don't know if the Joneses are financing it with a mountain of debt. Put on your blinders, unfollow accounts that make you feel bad, and focus on your own goals. All or nothing thinking shows up after a setback, a car repair, or overspending, and you want to quit. That's like getting a flat tire and slashing the other three. Give yourself grace. Building wealth is not a perfect straight line. There will be bumps. The goal is not perfection, the goal is progress. Just fix the tire and get back on the road. All right, enough talk. Let's get to work. Getting to your first $100,000 requires a plan, a written actionable blueprint. The first step is the most important. Create a zero-based budget. Every single month before the month begins, give every dollar a name. Savings, housing, food. Income minus expenses must equal 0. This isn't about restricting you, it's about empowering you. It's you telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Second, find margin. Be a surgeon. Go line by line and cut the fat. Cancel subscriptions you don't use. Plan meals. Find a cheaper cell phone plan. Small changes add up to hundreds per month. Look for ways to increase income. Ask for a raise. Pick up a side hustle. Sell things you don't need. Make the gap between income and expenses as wide as possible. Third, automate your savings. Do not rely on willpower. Willpower is for amateurs. Set an automatic transfer for the day after payday. Pay yourself first, and treat savings like your most important bill. Fourth, invest simply and consistently. You don't need to be a Wall Street genius. Use good growth stock mutual funds and low-cost broad market index ETFs. Keep buying every month, up or down, dollar cost average. Don't try to time the market, focus on time in the market. Follow these steps and you will reach your goal. It's not magic, it's math and discipline. The road to your first $100,000 is littered with traps. Knowing them helps you sidestep and stay on course. The first pitfall is chasing high returns with high risk. Your friend brags about a speculative win. You're tempted to jump in. This is gambling, not investing. For everyone who wins big, 9 lose their shirts. Slow and steady wins the race. Stick to your boring plan. Diversify. Another mistake is getting eaten alive by fees. Fees are like termites in your financial foundation. Silent, but devastating. A 2% fee can consume nearly half your returns over 30 years. That's insane. Use low-cost index funds and ETFs. Always check the expense ratio. Keep your money working for you, not for a fund manager. Trying to time the market is a fool's errand. Even experts can't do it consistently. Most people sell after drops and buy after recoveries, locking in losses. The biggest pitfall is lack of consistency. People sprint, then life happens, and they stop. Wealth isn't built in sprints, it's a marathon. Automating your savings enforces consistency when motivation wanes. Avoid these traps, and you'll have a clear path to your first $100,000 and beyond. Play good defense. Play good offense. The journey to your first $100,000 is a test, of your patience, your discipline, your belief in the future. It's designed to be difficult, it's supposed to feel slow. This initial climb separates dreamers from doers, where you change your family tree. Every dollar you save, every needless expense you cut, every extra hour you work is a vote for a future where you control your destiny, where your money works for you. Remember the physics of the snowball. You pack the first handful with your own hands. All effort. You start to roll it. It gathers more snow. Soon it's so large and fast it does almost all the work itself. Your financial journey is the same. The first 100,000 is the brutal start. Reach that first summit and everything changes. The path to 200, then 500, gets shorter. Compounding takes over, a wonder to behold. You'll smile at the days you celebrated $400 returns. When one day that happens while you're on vacation, do not grow weary, stay focused, stay disciplined, be patient, be persistent, trust the plan. It works. The view from the top of that first mountain is worth the climb. Start today. Start now. Your future self will thank you for it.